Welcome to Local Living Tri-City, your go-to podcast for exploring the vibrant communities of Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee. Join me, Liz Jones, as we dive into real estate insights and local business stories, bringing you closer to the heart of our Tri-City area. Let's get started with today's episode.
Hey everyone, this is Liz with the Jones Group. Today, I've got a special treat for you. So one of my favorite restaurants in town in Murrieta happens to be the Chef's Grill. We're going to take a little insight behind the scenes to see what happens on Test Kitchen Tuesday. We're going to meet Chef Marty and his business partner Dana, and we're going to get to see what they're preparing for us today. Let's step inside and check out the Chef's Grill.
Welcome to the Chef's Grill.
Thank you very much. You have to know this is one of my favorite restaurants in all of the area.
Thank you.
And I know you share that, or I share that thought with several people across the street. We're right across the street from City Hall. Yep. It's been pretty special. I'm hopeful that this will be a great experience for anybody who's watching us today. And
I love getting it out there too, because
absolutely.
Not just for the small business advantage of building business, but also people. They deserve such better than what's around here. No disrespect.
No disrespect at all. We have a very limited amount of restaurants, and that is something that I hear a lot of times.
Yep, and we are truly, and I think our proximity to being in between LA and San Diego means we're basically purgatory. We need to bring it up.
And people like you are coming. That leads me, first of all, how is it that you came to be in Murrieta?
I came to Murrieta in 1999. I was a corporate executive chef. I have a background in food science, flavor technology, flavor modulation, and research and development. My background was restaurants. I opened my first restaurant when I was 25, started building it in 24 with a partnership, then took off from that, and I think, God, I was 1985, I'm old.
Me too. Me too.
And in 85, I built that one. It's still open today. My restaurant, my first restaurant, is still open today.
Oh, no kidding.
In New Haven, Connecticut.
Wow.
And then I went into my second restaurant, my third, privately owned. And then it became a time, there was a recession in Connecticut, and it affected us defense contractors and insurance companies. If you look back in those years, maybe everybody remembers it. I had a customer who used to come to me often, and he came to my restaurant, and I said, Fred, I'm gonna be selling the restaurant. I can't keep up with some of the other places coming in, the Olive Gardens, everything coming in. Oh, no, Marty, no, I need to come to your restaurant. He said, come and work for me. Come and work for me. I'll call my sister now. She ran research and development. I became the first executive chef for Subway.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Subway World Headquarters in
We
Milford,
get to thank
Connecticut.
you for that.
I was the sandwich master. I became the first executive chef for Subway World.
Wow.
And from then on, I came up with new concepts, new products. I worked with manufacturers, and we developed new things. And I was discovered by all these ingredient companies and manufacturers, the Nabiscos, the Crafts, and so forth. And they liked what I did and helpful to them to make more money. I was found by a flavor company in New Jersey.
Wow.
And at the time, I was in Connecticut, and I'm thinking, okay, it's time to move on from Subway. Where do I want to go? There's 50 states. I'm in one of them. Jersey was like at the bottom of the list. I'm thinking where I want to live. I'm like, oh, man. But I went into international flavors and fragrances, and it was a phenomenal, arguably the best experience of my career.
Wow.
And it taught me science. They sent me to Rutgers for food science.
Wow.
It taught me flavor and fragrance. I worked in the fragrance division with perfumists coming up with fruit fragrances that went into candles and household and so forth, but we would have to develop the gold standard. And flavors too. So I worked in big products, Snapples and Nabisco products and ConAgras, and worked at all these companies doing flavor technology. It was time, and I was offered a position with a sauce manufacturer. I was a saucier. In my career, I was a saucier. Saucier is the most wonderful position of any restaurant. It is the heart and soul. Sauces is the glue.
The glue.
It is the fabric and the glue, and it changes and it crescendos everything. When you're a saucier, you're really cocky. You know, when you're a saucier, you own that shit. I still am today, and having that is wonderful. So I went to a sauce manufacturer out here, and here's the thing. New Jersey, Southern California, you know, it was,
Right. It's
yeah, it
newer.
was easy.
Oh my gosh.
So I came out to this area. I looked at Temecula.
I know, I said it the same way when I came from New York.
I told my father just had a knee replacement. I said, Dad, I'm moving to California. Where are you going?
I could just hear
Going
it.
to Temecula. No, Temecula. It's Italian. Wait, no, it's in India. My dad, it's in India. No, it's Italian. Temecula. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
But that's how I got out here, and then came out here, and I was a wonderful role in new product development and for chain restaurants and manufacturers. I had top tier chain accounts that were my customer, like clients, and I ran R&D. It was so cool. And then 9/11 hit, and then the
You find
recession
yourself
hit,
a new something.
and the recession came, and it destroyed new product development. So we were chefs, corporate chefs were reduced. They weren't needed because it was all about cost reduction and not new product development. I was one of the founding members of the Research Chefs Association, which is now an international organization of chefs who are both corporate and creative. So you have culinary and research. It's a great organization, culinology.org.
No
Look
kidding.
it up. It's incredible.
I will.
So, and that's what brought me here. And then I had to leave R&D. I consulted for a while, but the recession lasted 10 years and I was old. So I decided to go back to my roots and open a restaurant again.
Good
And
for you.
here we are. That's the Reader's Digest version.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
So your restaurant, I find quite unique. Obviously, it's the sauces too,
Mhm.
but it's also a unique blend of flavors. What was your inspiration for this menu selection?
I had the pleasure and the honor of traveling a lot when I was corporate. Singapore, Bangkok, Shanghai, Hong Kong, London, all the states doing corporate and do regional work. And you pick up so much of regional flavors and regional everything. It's not just the flavors, it's the people. So you can sit and read recipes and look at menus, but you watch the people. You just watch the diners and see what they like. And it's one of the mistakes that I think all too many chefs make is we make what we want to make.
Right.
You have to listen to the customer. You got to put your fingers on the pulse of your community and feel them. My inspiration, flavors, textures, mouthfeel, all those things we blend. It's a canvas, and
It
you
really
paint
is. I know one of my favorites, or my husband's favorites, I should say, is you have an appetizer that is a flatbread with a goat cheese and arugula on top. It's one of my favorites.
And to me, it sounds simple. Well, you get a flatbread, you put goat cheese on it, and fig.
Oh,
it's a fig, and it's
that
a fig
makes
spread.
everything different.
And goat cheese, and they're garnished with the arugula. And to them, to most people, it goes, oh, that's nice. I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's layering, and it is, but it is layering of flavors and textures. So when it hits
Absolutely.
your mouth, you get the bread, you get the cheese, the goat cheese, you get the fig that's roasted on, that's now melted on top. So it's a high-end peanut butter and jelly. It really is.
It's home,
but
yeah.
it is a psychology. It's about texture, mouthfeel, and temperature.
I love that. And you're known for your drinks here.
Yeah,
You
it's
have some
cocktails.
beautiful specialty cocktails.
Yes,
Tell
we
me
do.
about maybe one or two.
We aspire to be having some of the best bourbon and old fashions because they're just the classics that never go away, and they've they become
Ignored.
rudimentary.
Right, they
And,
ignore it for a
people,
while.
when they look at a recipe and go, it's one shot of this, it's a tab of that, and this. And you forget that there's some artistry to it. And
Very much so.
we do that. We're doing more. Jessica, my bar manager, she's really doing some great things now too with our summer drinks and our spring and summer drinks. That you look at a different psychology when you hit the summer. People want different drinks. Same thing with our wine list. We get away from the big reds. We go to our stainless steel fermented whites, our Chardonnays, our Frenchies. You take on a different appreciation for having a refreshing glass of wine. It's an aperitif.
Absolutely.
It's something that you have right before you eat. It's not a glass of wine. It's a predecessor.
Yes, an experience,
Yeah.
a taste changer,
Yep.
palate changer.
And then it takes you different places. It all tells a story.
That probably ties into, there's a lot of write-up of how well you pair
Mm.
with your dishes. So that's something you must have learned a lot about wines in your travels.
It's a lot of drinking. No, I've collected and cellared wine since I was in my early 20s. I cellar just this stupid amount of wine. I've always loved it because wine, you can either make it or break it in a restaurant. You have to know that if you get the wrong wine, my food is not going to taste right.
It's going to taste the same, right?
It's
just
gonna-
not going to leave that experience.
And the same thing with the food. If you grab the wrong wine, the wine's not going to taste right. So it's so very important. When you love wine or you just want to learn to love wine, it's really important that we kind of educate but not intimidate.
I like it.
It's something we want to teach, and we baby step it.
I love that.
And these are the whites we serve too cold, our reds we serve too warm.
Yeah.
It's an American thing. We want to educate to say, hey, try this. Try this at 5 degrees, a little warmer, and just to see with the white, all of a sudden the butter comes up. All of a sudden it changes. And the reds too. You have a deep red and it tastes wonderful, but put a little chill on it and all of a sudden it wakes your palate.
I love that.
So, but the wine and food pairings we do on a Thursday, we do an event here on every Thursday, kind of wine education and food, where we pair, and it's 3 wines. It's inexpensive. It's like $25, $30. And 3 wines and 3 appetizers. It's educating, here's a great wine. This is what I would recommend to serve with it. Not my preparation, but some of the nuances of the preparation
Right.
that you can make at home. So you can substitute this or this, and it just really wakes the wine as well. And you learn.
Well, you do a lot of those fun days. Tonight we're here and you're about to have a Test Kitchen Tuesday.
Test Kitchen Tuesday.
Tell me about that.
TKT. And this Test Kitchen Tuesday is something was brainchild, actually Dana, business partner of mine. He kind of came up with the whole idea. And at first I'm like, oh, no, come on, people aren't going to come out for that. I was wrong. I love when I'm wrong and it works. And what we do, we treat it like a focus group. We don't tell the consumer, we don't tell the customer what we're making. We're doing 3 items, 1 appetizer usually, 1 mid-course, and 1 entree. And they're half-size portions. And what it does for us is we learn. We're not using you. No, we're using you as the consumer because it gives us the knowledge we need to make sure we're on target with what we're developing and we stay on track. So we come up with these, I come up with them every week, 3 different items, and we ask you. We ask you to come in and you check it out, and we give a bunch of questions. You have sheets, you have homework.
Wow.
And you answer, and you give me your honest opinion, and I need honest opinion. And don't worry about my ego; it's intact. Don't worry about that. I need to know the truth because I need to know whether I'm shotgunning or I'm sharpshooting.
Wow.
And I want to make sure it works. And it's so fun. People get into it. It's a celebration. It's a date night. It's a focus group. Yet it's a dining experience, but it's enough.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then what happens to your winners? What do you do with your winners?
My winners, the following week, the winner of Tuesday goes on stage on Wednesday the following week, and we do Winner Wednesday. So whatever won the Tuesday prior, we feature on Wednesday the next week. And we only make maybe a dozen or 2 of that item. Mm-hmm. And, that's the winner, because once we see it, we get the results from our graphs, And we figure out this is the winner. Now let's put it on stage.
I love that.
And we put it in full course and full plate and garnish, and we send it out. And it's so cool watching your baby grow up.
You bet.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I know a lot of restaurants tend to be a very stagnant menu, except for maybe whatever someone wanted to serve that night, the
Right.
specials on the night. So that's nice that you're constantly, that's the research and development in your background, isn't it?
Yes, and it's so easy to get tunnel vision in this business because your menu works and you go, okay, let's run the same.
And people
Okay.
are still showing up, right?
Everybody loves it, and this way it keeps us fresh.
Yeah.
It keeps me inspired more than anything. It forces creativity sometimes.
Yeah.
It forces me to say, okay, it's easy to stay in my comfort zone. The menu's working. We'll run the same specials, but
What, they're coming Tuesday, so I better do something
I
new.
know, man, it's a great thing when they all show up. We did 2 weeks ago. I had 64 people.
Isn't that incredible? So
Yeah,
their reputation
it was
is getting out there.
fantastic. It was fantastic. And and bone marrow with lobster. Who can go wrong with that? You know?
No, I never put the two of them together. I've had one, but not the other, and no kidding.
Yeah, it was so cool.
I know for a fact that when I'm sitting in on a community-focused event, a nonprofit, something, your name comes up more than most. So tell me about your community involvement.
I've been involved community-wise for a long time. Little things. We don't go out there and make and wave the flag.
Right.
I've done Oak Grove Institute where I won Top Chef with that back in 2019, I think. 2018, 2019.
Wow.
I've done with some of the animal community, a friend of mine, Patty Roberts.
Oh, I know Patty.
Yeah.
Oh, one
So
of my
I've done
favorite
a lot
people.
of work with Patty with her horse rescue.
Yeah, Save the Animals Today.
Save the Animals Fit, thank
Yep,
you.
you bet.
And we just continue to work small, different organizations anywhere I can with the high schools, anywhere we can that we can just make a little difference. It's all about, at this stage of my career too, is just making a difference.
And I know for a fact that you have a very strong community that follows your restaurant.
Yeah, they do.
I'll come in here, I'll see 5 of my friends. And so they're here all the time. I know that everybody from across the street in City Hall comes over here. They're at lunch, they're at dinner. I'll meet, some of our city managers over here for dinner. So it is a community that you've built. And you're one of those owners that comes up to the table and greets people and gets to know them.
I know. It's my
And
home.
that makes a good
It's
environment.
from growing up on the East Coast. Too. I mean, it's growing up in New England on the East Coast. I'm a tri-state guy, Connecticut, Jersey, New York. Everybody talks to everybody.
You bet.
And everybody's welcome in their home.
Absolutely.
The doors are open. And it's that kind of a feel back east. And when you have, this is my home, this is my dining room. And when you're here, you're welcome in my home. I'm so glad you're here. And when you grow up Italian too, you cook for everybody. So 2 becomes 20. That's the other beauty. I am so honored and happy, and I mean this to the core. When people come to my restaurant, they're making a choice.
You bet they are.
They're making a choice, especially this day and age, on their own ROI, their own return on investment.
Right.
They're making a choice how they're going to spend their dollar. And it's not just the food, it's the environment, it's the attitude, it's the service. When you walk out and you go, God, that was worth it.
Yeah.
It was so worth it. I am so excited. Anybody who comes in, everybody, we get such a huge cross-section of people.
You do.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I witnessed that.
It's so cool when families and we get the diners. We get the true snobby diners, which I love. And they're great because they're here for a purpose. They've traveled far to find a good restaurant around this area. So we're
That's awesome.
knock on wood. on
Yay.
it. Yeah.
Staying strong.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about what the future holds for you. Is there a plan to expand? Is there a plan to create a second restaurant? What's the future hold?
I would, I always say, is there going to be a second Chef's Grill? I don't know that I will do a second Chef's Grill, but I want to take everything that we've learned, probably go, I can neither confirm or deny that, but I'd probably do another concept.
Oh, I love
because
that.
it's all, again, it's about the psychology on it. We've cracked the code. And the community has been, as you brought up the community, I mean, when you are embraced by a community and
They'll
saying,
go wherever you go.
and they'll look, Murrieta looked at me and said, no, it's not your restaurant, you're our restaurant. And it's an
gotta love
amazing
that.
feeling. And during COVID, it became absolutely evident.
Wow. That's right. Tell me a little snippet of how you did during COVID.
Oh.
What did that look like? What needed to change in the back? How did your
Everything.
business change?
Well, I'll never forget that day. All of a sudden, March 17, St. Patrick's Day, boom, door shut. I'm going to be honest, never closed for a minute. No way, no how. Sorry, Duff.
Well, there's lots of people who ate from your takeout.
Yes.
That were
Takeout.
thankful and grateful.
We
because I
circled
didn't
the
wanna-
wagons. I tell this story. We circled the wagons. I got my staff together, my crew, and I said, okay, we have a catastrophe. We need to turn this frown upside down. And that's what we did. We went from fine cuisine. We went from what we were doing that was elevated us. So, okay, we're going to go to basically
What people need. Right?
what need, mac and cheese Monday,
Yes.
or Taco Tuesday, meatballs on Wednesday, fried chicken Thursday, tailgate barbecue Friday, Saturday.
Love it.
We did all these themed days, so people would come in and we'd have we'd box it up, and people would sit outside. Tailgates Friday and Saturday was the coolest thing, because people would literally have music outside, and they'd sit outside and eat. But the one thing that made us, I had this brainstorm because I laughed my ass off about toilet paper, how people were hoarding and fighting over toilet paper and gross, but how much can you craft? And so I was able to get toilet paper in like 96 rolls.
So did you
cases.
give out toilet paper?
Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Every takeout bag, we would slip a roll of toilet paper in the bag. It was my
That
gift
is
to you.
So creative.
We kept you regular. And every bag, they would slip a roll of toilet paper, and customer would not know most of the time, and then they knew it was hysterical.
Oh my
We'd get phone calls constantly. And they'd get home, and we'd have people call up hysterical going, I needed it, thank you. But it was great because it wasn't a time to stick your head in the sand.
No, it really
And
isn't.
I saw other businesses close or back it down. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This is a time when the community needs you. Also, from a businessman standpoint, we're going to come out of this. It's not like
Absolutely.
it's the end of the world.
Right.
We're going to come out of this, and people are going to they're going to support those who supported them.
Wow.
It's just been such a success since then. I mean, ever since. We still have the people always come in and talk about.
Well, there's
What
a
happened?
loyalty that you created. There's so many people that, obviously were a little fearful leaving their homes, right? And there's people like me who said, darn it, they're closed. Okay, let's take takeout. And that was consistent. And we
Yep.
kept you guys going too. And then there's those people that return, when things returned, said, this is my loyalty spot.
Right.
I'm going to deliver back home here.
It was
That was you.
Great feeling.
Yeah.
I had people come in during COVID who would just come in and buy anything because they wanted to see us succeed. They didn't want us to go away. So I did have customers who come in and say, just give me a soda and something because I don't want to see you go away.
This is a huge buy local community. I know that Murrieta, the chamber, offers in conjunction with the city to buy a coupon or
Yes.
a gift card, and then they double it
Yes, they
using
do.
state funds to support local restaurants.
businesses, yeah.
And I know that it's a sellout every time
Yeah,
they
it is.
post it. In about a week, it's
And,
gone.
Yeah, it's very cool for the city. And I love the city of Murrieta. I call it Mayberry on steroids.
You're right.
It's it's that old community.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
so
refreshing,
much.
right?
Right.
It's refreshing.
It's got concerts on the green now. I'm across the street.
Chef, thank you very much for
Thank
doing
you.
this for us. We really appreciate it. If somebody wants to find you and read up
Mm-hmm.
on your restaurant, where do they go?
Well, you go to thechefsgrill.com. Obviously, go there. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on everything. Please check us out, and you'll learn about what upcoming events we have, what we've done. Test Kitchen Tuesday, winner chicken dinner on Wednesday, and then our Thursday wine and food pairings. You can get everything on the website. You can order online there now, and you just learn a lot. This is our place. I'm very, very proud of this restaurant. And I want to say one thing that's more important than anything else that I want to make sure I get across is my staff. I've been blessed with being a talent. I've been blessed by God and
Amen.
above that for been giving these hands and this heart and this soul to be able to create what I create and make a difference with you every day. And that making a difference with you makes a difference with us. But without me, I'm just another cook. I'm just a good cook. Without them, without my staff, some have been with me 6 years. My chef has been with me that long. Her family works there. One of them's over there. Honestly, I'm so proud of them because I'm just somebody they lead out and I do my show and I go back and they are my heart and soul. They're the ones you see, you communicate with. They are the personality, the hospitality. They are the source. They're your muse about what to order. I love them. I love them so much. I'm nothing without my staff.
Ditto. It's
Yeah.
all possible.
Yeah, I'm just so proud of it. We make a difference. And that's what I wanted to finish up with too. Everybody, small business or not, moms, stay-at-home moms, people, it doesn't matter. Students, you all make a difference. Everybody out there makes a difference. No matter what you do, you are essential. The word essential became a tagline. Well, you know what? Everybody's essential and we all have a purpose and we make a difference in somebody's life every day. We have to recognize that more, that we make a difference and everybody needs to, in my opinion, recognize that with people and don't be afraid to say what you want to say and do what you want to do because someone's going to recognize it.
And I think that's touching somebody else's life in a special way.
So I want to thank everyone in the community and abroad for supporting us that we can make a difference. And then, you pay it forward. You tell someone about a place you went to that was great and it made a difference for you, then it makes a difference for them and they pass it on. And, we want to do more of this. We want to keep on touching as many people as possible every day.
I love that.
And if I can do it through my art, my blessing, my gift, well, that's just what I'm chosen to do. There's never been a point that I said, nah, I don't want to do it. So thank you.
This community is very lucky to have you.
And
Thank
I'm
you
very
so
lucky.
much
Thank
for
you.
giving us the time
Thank you
today.
so much. It's
Really
a pleasure.
appreciate it. I'm looking forward to sampling what you have in Test
Yeah,
Kitchen.
bring it in. I'm ready for you. Thank you so much for staying. And everybody, come on out, enjoy, run the in, get on the wave. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to Local Living Tri-City. Stay tuned for more insights and stories from Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, and surrounding areas. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with a friend that is passionate about the Tri-City area as you are. Goodbye for now, and we'll see you next episode.